Okay, welcome back. This is Module 4, Lesson 19, Problem Set Debrief of Engage New York. All right, so notice that I always write down what I know, and each time I went ahead and I converted it into what I knew into my fraction that I'm going to have to use in order to solve my problem. So 4 feet is equal to 1 foot, 4 times 1 foot. So 4 times 1/3, I end up with 4/3 of a yard, 1 1/3 of a yard. Notice I go back and I put it in the blank. Here I converted to 1/12, 7/12 of a foot. Here I converted to 1/12 into 12ths. And then I end up with 13/12. So it's 1 1/12. Up here, we have 16 ounces is 1 pound. 1 ounce is equal to 1/16 of a pound. That's what I'm using in order to rename my ounces into pounds, right? So 5/16 of a pound, then 16 ounces to 1 pound. I convert, I end up with 1 ounce is 1/16 of a pound. I use that to rename my ounces into pounds. 18/16 is 1 2/16, but we're going to take that down to 1 1/8 of a pound. And yes, that goes straight up there. How did you do? Remember, the idea of checking your work is to make sure you understand how to solve and make sure that you're using the right numbers and the right strategy. Okay, Regina buys 24 inches of trim for a craft project. So what do I know? 24 inches is equal to how many yards? That's what I'm trying to figure out, right? What fraction of a yard does Regina buy? So going back to what you know, how do we set this up? 24 inches is equal to what of a yard? So 24 copies of 1 inch. I came over here and I knew that there are 36 inches in 1 yard. I convert it or rename it. 1 inch is the same as 1/36 of a yard. I use that to rename my units. 24 times 36 is 24/36, but we need to simplify, so it's 2/3 of a yard. Remember, this isn't the answer. This is the answer. Regina buys 2/3 of a yard. Then, if a whole yard of trim costs $6, so I need to find what is 2/3 of $6 because she didn't use a whole yard. So how much did she pay? So 2/3 of 6 is 2/3 times 6 gives you $4. Regina paid $4. Now, moving on to the yogurt. Here, Sarah had 8 ounces. Her father had 11 ounces. So if you add that together, 8 ounces plus 11 ounces is 19 ounces. So we want to figure out how much of a pound that they bought altogether, right? So 19 ounces is the same as how many pounds? Well, I know there's 16 ounces in 1 pound. I convert my units. I know that 1 ounce is 1/16 of a pound. Now I'm renaming 19 times 1 ounce, but now I'm going to rename it, right? So 1 ounce is 1/16. So 19 times 1/16 of a pound, 19/16. I'm going to pull this apart. I know 16 out of 16 is hiding in there, and there's 3/16 left over. So 1 3/16 of a pound. This is not the answer. This is the answer. They bought 1 3/16 pounds of yogurt. All right. Now, Fenzu drinks 1 cup of milk every day for lunch. How many gallons of milk does he drink in 2 weeks? So let's start off with what we know. We know 1 week is 7 days, 2 weeks is 14 days, because 2 weeks, right? We know he drinks 1 cup of milk every day. So we know over 14 days, he's going to drink 14 cups. That's where we get our starting point right there. Because how many gallons of milk does he drink in 2 weeks? So this might have been the step that was confusing for you. So 14 cups. Remember, we're working with cups and gallons. It tells you right there. So 14 cups is equal to what and how many gallons? So let's come over here. I know, well, maybe you didn't know. Maybe you had to look it up. Or maybe you did know. 16 cups is equal to 1 gallon. I rename my units. I know 1 cup is 1/16 of a gallon. So here I go 14 copies of 1 cup. So 14, and now I'm going to rename my unit into gallons because that's what I'm trying to solve for, right? 14 times 1/16 of a gallon, 14/16 of a gallon. I need to simplify, and I get 7/8 of a gallon. Is this the answer though? No, this is the answer. He drank 7/8 of a gallon of milk. All right, I'm sure you did well. Now you're ready to take on the homework. And the homework's going to follow in the same format. And you will have multi-step problems right here. You might usually that last problem is definitely a multi-step where you have to figure something out before you can start. Okay, good luck.